What's up, guys? J.R. Raymond back again with BowlerX, the YouTube channel here. We're going to sit down and we're going to talk with Kyle Troup about his week that he's had here in Chicago, as well as how he got started two-handed bowling, and we're going to talk a little bit about Team Fish, so stay tuned. All right, what's up? So I'm back. I got Kyle here. He just got done bowling the round of, what is this now? What are we in?
Second 8-game block of match
All right, so we're
play.
16 games in on the second game, or the second round of match play here at the Illinois Open. So you're bowling pretty good. I mean, I saw you bowled 297 out there. What the heck was that?
The 297 was actually the end of the block for me after that game.
All right.
We definitely hit a rocky road after that. They definitely transitioned a little bit differently tonight than they did in the first 8 games. I was able to throw urethane the whole time in the first 8. Tonight, I actually got into resin really fast in the left lane, but just never really seen the clear picture. And the guys in the top 5 right now, they're really striking. They're really seeing a good picture every game. So I definitely dropped some spots in the standings, but I felt pretty good. Just wasn't really quite lined up or matched up. So that tells me I'm still feeling physically good, so I can hopefully figure out the right things for tomorrow.
Good. So when you talk about seeing the picture, I think this is a good learning, good teaching tool here. When you talk about seeing the picture, what do you mean by that? What are they trying to do?
A clear picture as far as like what ball to throw and like the line that I'm trying to play. Whether the angle, a steeper angle, especially bowling on 2 different patterns. I'm really trying to find a clear picture to the pocket on each lane. And like I said, it was very clear the first 8 games, and after that 297, it kind of got a little foggy after that. But luckily we have 8 more games tomorrow. Probably change the game plan up a little bit and see where we can finish.
Right. So how does that happen? So how, like, we watched Francois, he bowled back-to-back 300s, and then he bowled 150 in the very last game of the block. So how do we go from bowling so well and seeing that picture perfect to all of a sudden now it's like we can't figure it out? How does that even happen?
So I would say with this week, with it being 2 different patterns and with only having 2 bowlers on the pair, it really comes down to where the players play the first game. That can be a big difference as far as who started on that pair, and being 2 different patterns. There's a wide variety of places on the lane that everyone can play to strike. Mm-hmm. And I think you catch some good pairs, you can put up a big number, but then pair to pair is literally a whole different tournament for the most part. And that's where you're seeing 290, 180, 300, 150.
Right.
That kind of seems to be the nature of the beast this week.
Yeah.
But if you can keep those 150s to 2.0s, that's where the great bowlers are really exceeding right now.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that a lot of the amateurs or the bowlers who aren't out here all the time, they don't quite understand. They think, well, you're a professional, so you should be able to just adjust to anything. It shouldn't matter. You should be able to shoot 220 or 230 every game, no matter what. And I think it's a big misconception that they don't realize a lot of it is a guessing game. A lot of it is trying to figure out the right ball in the right place to play, even though there's ball reps in the back that's saying, hey, these guys played here, these certain people use urethane. That doesn't always matter. That doesn't always give you the right picture that you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, you still have to physically throw the ball and be able to make the right guess the first 2 shots of the pair, because you can take the data that you've gathered, but then, moving forward, you still have to make a good shot and then get the read off of the lane in front of you.
Right. So we're going to skip off of bowling and we're going to move into Team Fish, because this is a really cool thing that I think a lot of guys are really paying attention to. A lot of the girls, everybody's paying attention to since you've done it. When did you start Team Fish?
So Team Fish started about 3 or 4 years ago with myself and Connor Pickford. At first when we started, it was kind of just a fun thing. We had several guys. We bowled the World Series together. We all bowled like a bunch of fish, which in poker, a fish term is, you kind of sucked. Don't really know what you're doing. And so Team Fish came about. And fast forward a few years now, and we've got a great social media following and stuff, and it brings another way for bowlers to view some of their favorite bowlers and also be a part of the team. But more importantly, we're starting to do more clinics now, fish camps. Mm-hmm. We've got a few. We had one set up in St. Louis this year. We've got one set up in Virginia, and then November, December season, we really don't have too much on tour, so that's where we're actually really wanting to buckle down and start spreading, sharing our knowledge.
Right.
Because we have quite a young team. We have a lot of the younger guys. Because as the team was developing, obviously, I knew a lot of the guys around my age group. But I think that's what is part of what makes us special is we are younger, but we can relate to a lot of different people, and the way we see the lanes and stuff might be a little different for some people, but all around we have enough different style of players that the knowledge that we can give back to the youth and the adults, is what our main goal is now, moving forward this year and then on into the future.
Right. Yeah, I think education is key in this game. A few of us now are, we've created these YouTube channels to try to kind of spread the knowledge and get people to really look at bowling and to kind of see it as something different than just, hey, chucking a ball down the middle of the lane, trying to knock down stationary objects. And, the other channel like Kyle and Brad, they've done a really good job with that. So we try to kind of cross promote a little bit and see things a little bit differently than what most people would when it comes to bowling. So it's really cool to see. Have you ever thought about trying to create your own YouTube channel of some sort?
We have talked about that in the past. Fortunately, I am not a very good video guy very much. It'd probably just take some research, kind of, just learn how to do everything. And, that could definitely be in the works in 2020. I'm going to be the one to make an excuse that I'm a little busy, but, we're all busy out here, so that really can't be an excuse. But, that's definitely, like you said, another great way to spread the knowledge, because social media and just, electronic media nowadays, can really control a lot of things. So anytime we can take advantage of that platform and spread the knowledge, in this sport to whoever that can reach, is really good for the sport right now.
Yeah, for sure. So last thing, being two-handed, I just want to real quick touch on what got you started two-handed bowling. Like, what is it that made you say, I don't want to put my thumb in it, I want to bowl two-handed?
So whenever I was, 3, 4 years old and I started bowling, Guppy told me that I always wanted to throw his ball. I always wanted to throw a heavy ball. So he started me with a 10-pound ball or whatever. And I had to bowl two-handed at that young age. But then as I grew up, I just never changed. And he never forced me to change. And it was just second nature for me. And I remember being probably 13, 14 years old. Osku, I believe, made the U.S. Open show. And then I started seeing some two-handed bowlers, and I was like, wow, I got a lot of work to do, because I thought I was really good at this. And that's kind of how it developed for me. Just started at a young age, and never really made the switch over, never really tried it, and thank God I didn't, because I cannot throw a ball one-handed very well.
Yeah,
fortunately.
Yeah. You have one of the more unique two-handed styles, because you actually fit more of a one-handed traditional style when it comes to your footwork than some of these other guys who have that little hop step or those skip step. You don't really have that. You more run to the line to create your ball speed. Is that what helps you create ball speed?
Most definitely. Growing up, I used to throw it super hard. I definitely worked on my speed control now, and the big thing was definitely my legs. And I can feel now whenever I try and throw harder, I'm trying to use my upper body more, because I just quite can't run as fast and stay as low to the line as I could 10 years ago.
Right.
But definitely I get all my speed from my legs, and I think that's one of the common mistakes with two-handers is they want to use their upper body more to generate speed, but really you want to use your legs that can provide more consistency off your hand.
Right. So that actually ends it perfect, because I was going to ask you what your one tip would be, but we're going to use that as your one tip, because that's a common theme we see here. Like I told people before, I just interviewed Jesper not too long ago, and he said the same thing. It was all about your legs. It's not your upper body to try to gain that speed to throw it. Because I, as a coach, I wanted to throw it two-handed to try to be able to help the bowlers who are two-handed, to be able to teach them a little bit as well. And I had the same problem. I couldn't throw it two-handed. I couldn't get the ball speed up. My rev rate went through the roof and my ball speed went down. I didn't know how to fix it. And now, talking to some of you guys, it's actually been a pretty big help to be able to help other kids and other adults who are trying to switch to be able to transition into that two-handed bowling. So that's really good. That's actually really cool. I appreciate that tip.
Definitely. So if you need any two-handed lessons, call me up, JR.
I'm in. So I appreciate you coming out.
Yeah,
Thank you for sitting down with me. Good luck tomorrow. Real quick, what's your goal for tomorrow? What are you looking at tomorrow going into the last round of match play?
Well, I was told that I had to finish at least 11th to get around Buttriff in the top 8 points. So that's going to be the goal.
There you go.
And then obviously make the show.
Because he didn't make the cut this week, right?
So he's kind of a dead number in the points, and I'm 9th. But there's some other guys bowling really good that might go around me too. So I'm gonna just try and finish as high as I can. If I make a big run early, then pop off the show. Well, you never know with 8 games.
All right, well, we'll see you in the show. Appreciate you again.
Thank you.